Welcome to Digital Rage. I'm Jeff, the producer here at Buyer Company. This is part 4 of our cybersecurity marketing series. Today we talk about how to actually stand out in a crowded cybersecurity market. This is where you resist the temptation to use a guy in a hoodie in front of a computer. That is not what they look like. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling a problem that, well, anyone trying to get noticed in a crowded space really understands. But we're looking at it through the specific lens of cybersecurity. How on earth do you stand out when it feels like everyone is saying the same thing?
It's a huge challenge in that market, definitely. We've got some source material here, an article called How to Actually Stand Out in a Crowded Cybersecurity Market.
Okay.
And it really kind of puts its finger on the pulse of the problem. It argues the market is just drowning in vendors all using the same language. You know, AI, zero trust, next-gen everything, threat prevention.
Oh, the buzzwords.
All the buzzwords, exactly. And they're relying on these incredibly generic visuals, too.
Oh, yeah. You know the ones. Dark backgrounds, glowing padlocks, maybe a hacker in a hoodie.
Matrix code falling down the screen.
Yeah. It's like a visual cliche factory. The article points out this sameness makes them all blur together into what it calls forgettable blobs.
Precisely. And when you sound and look like everyone else, the most likely outcome is that potential customers just scroll past. They tune out.
Your message is just noise.
Just part of the background noise.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into it then. Our mission for this deep dive is to unpack this article and really pull out the core strategies it suggests for vendors to actually rise above all that noise, to differentiate themselves.
And the source frames these not just as like abstract ideas, but as practical strategies. They're apparently based on a larger guide designed specifically to tackle these, common marketing pain points in cyber.
Right, practical steps.
The fundamental insight this piece starts with is pretty crucial, maybe even a little counterintuitive.
Okay.
It's that if you try to be relevant to absolutely everyone, and if you sound like everyone else while doing it, you basically guarantee you'll be ignored by most people.
So differentiation isn't about the broadest appeal.
No, it's about having a distinct, recognizable identity.
So given that problem, blending in, where does the article suggest a company should even, begin to break free? It sounds like the first step is about making a choice, narrowing down.
That's exactly right. Strategy 1 is pick a clear niche.
Okay.
The article makes a really strong case that trying to be this comprehensive solution for every possible security problem for every type of customer, well, that's the fastest path to being utterly forgettable.
Right, becoming a generalist nobody remembers. And it gives some pretty practical examples of how you might define that niche, doesn't it? It's not just focus, but focus on what?
Yeah, it suggests several angles. Like you could focus entirely on a specific industry. Think security solutions built just for fintech startups, right? They have unique compliance needs.
Okay, yeah, fintech.
Or maybe focus on a highly specific but critical use case, like API security tailored just for healthcare platforms dealing with sensitive data.
Oh, interesting. Very specific.
Very. Or another way is targeting a particular company size and maturity level, offering, say, compliance-first security tools designed for those mid-market size companies. The ones scaling fast but maybe lacking huge security teams.
I see. So instead of just a generic, we secure your data, it's more like we deeply understand the specific API vulnerabilities in healthcare data, or we get the compliance hurdles a fintech startup faces.
Exactly.
And the article claims this focus leads to much sharper messaging. How does that work?
Well, by understanding the specific pain points and, importantly, the language of that narrow audience, your marketing speaks directly to them.
Right.
You're not just shouting into the void. You're having, a targeted conversation. Right. And what's really powerful about this, the source says, is it doesn't just make campaigns more effective. It builds a stronger reputation. You become known as the go-to expert.
For that specific problem.
For that specific problem in that specific group.
Yeah. Okay, so step 1, niche down. Decide who you're talking to and what specific problem you solve. Then the article moves on from the message itself to how you present it. This is where the look and feel comes in.
Exactly. Strategy 2 is about owning a creative tone and visual identity.
Right.
The source highlights that visual monotony we touched on, the dark themes, the padlocks, the matrix code. And the tone is often just relentlessly fear-based, The threats are coming. Buy our firewall or you're doomed.
Yeah, it's all doom and gloom, very intimidating. So the article pushes back hard against that. What's the alternative it suggests?
Pretty much do the opposite.
Uh-huh.
Instead of dark and scary, it suggests injecting some personality, maybe use bold color palettes, clean, approachable layouts, or even using illustration instead of those generic stock photos or complicated network diagrams.
Illustration, that's interesting. It immediately signals something different, maybe less intimidating, more human.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And on the tone side, moving away from that constant fear-mongering, the source suggests leading with, say, optimism and clarity. Speaking like a human being, not like an automated system alert log full of jargon.
Yeah, talk to people, not at them.
Right. And the article really emphasizes that tone and style aren't just like cosmetic fluff. They are critical brand assets that demand serious strategic thought.
Treating your visual style and how you speak just as seriously as you treat your software features. That makes a lot of sense, actually. It's all part of the experience, isn't it? Shapes how people feel about your brand.
It fundamentally changes the perception.
Yeah.
Which leads us nicely into the third strategy the article outlines.
Okay, so we've got pick your audience, your niche, find your unique voice, and look. What's the final piece of the puzzle in this source?
Strategy 3. Develop a signature brand asset.
A signature brand asset. What does that mean exactly?
The idea here is to create something unique, valuable, and memorable that people, prospects, industry folks instantly associate with your brand name.
Okay, something concrete.
Yeah. And the article provides a really compelling example here. CrowdStrike's adversary universe.
Ah, the adversary universe. I've seen that. It's that visual interactive map thingy, right? Tracks global threat actors and campaigns. It's complex data, but they make it look quite digestible, engaging.
Precisely. And the source loves this example because, well, first, it's unique. Nobody else has anything quite like it. Second, it's genuinely valuable to their target audience, security pros who need to understand the threat landscape.
Right, it's useful.
And maybe most importantly, it is undeniably theirs. When you think of visually mapping threat actors like that, you think, CrowdStrike. It's this powerful piece of intellectual property and marketing all rolled into one.
It's a way of showing expertise without just saying, we're experts. It demonstrates it. The article mentions other ideas too, right? If tracking global adversaries isn't exactly your core business.
Right, yeah. It doesn't have to be that complex. It could be something like a definitive annual benchmark report for your specific industry niche.
Okay, like the report everyone waits for.
Exactly. Or maybe a really high-quality podcast or video series that becomes a go-to resource.
Mm-hmm.
Or even a dedicated mini-site that specifically breaks down threat trends relevant to different industries or use cases.
So lots of options. The key criteria for a good asset, according to the source, seem to be that it has to be ownable, something uniquely yours.
Yep, ownable.
Repeatable, so it becomes consistent, part of your identity.
Mm-hmm. Repeatable.
And genuinely something that prospects come to associate directly with your name. It acts like this constant, valuable reminder of who you are and the unique insight you bring.
It's a way to show your unique value proposition, your perspective,
Right.
rather than just listing features and hoping people get it. It shifts the dynamic from just selling to providing real value up front.
And thinking about these strategies, picking a niche, owning your look and voice, building that unique asset, it feels valuable not just if you're, say, in marketing. Understanding these tactics helps you, the listener, navigate the sheer volume of information you see every day. How does knowing these plays help you filter messages?
Well, it gives you a critical lens, doesn't it? When you see a company's messaging, especially in a crowded field like cyber, you can start asking, are they talking to everyone? Or do they seem focused on a specific group, maybe a group like me?
Yeah.
Does their style and tone feel distinct? Or could I swap their logo with 5 other companies and not even notice?
Good point.
And crucially, do they offer something uniquely valuable, like that report or tool that demonstrates their expertise? Or is it just, generic marketing fluff?
It helps you identify who is genuinely trying to build a distinct presence versus who is just, adding to the noise. You can more quickly spot the difference between real differentiation and just making generic claims.
Exactly. It helps you find the signal in all that noise, whether you're a buyer or just someone trying to stay informed.
So circling back to the article's core takeaway then, it seems to be this powerful mantra. Don't just say you're different, show it.
That really captures the whole argument, yeah. The source kind of boils down the necessary elements for differentiation to 3 things: character, clarity, and creativity.
Okay, character, clarity, creativity.
Character is about picking your unique lane, your niche.
Yeah.
Clarity is in your message, your tone, how you speak like a human. And creativity, well, that's in your visual identity and those signature assets you develop.
Right. So to recap the big practical strategies from this source: 1, pick your specific lane. 2, find and own your distinct voice and style. And 3, build that unique, memorable asset that actually provides value.
Exactly. And as you mentioned, the article kind of hints at something maybe a bit deeper. It suggests these strategies ultimately help build a brand that actually means something.
That phrase means something that feels pretty significant, especially in a field like cybersecurity that can be so technical, right? So focused on bits and bytes, threats, features.
It really does. What does it truly take for a brand, particularly in a highly technical, super competitive space, to move beyond just selling a product that does X or prevents Y, to actually mean something on, a deeper level to its audience?
It's got to be about building trust, resonance, maybe even a sense of community or a shared purpose around solving these really critical problems.
And how does understanding these differentiation strategies, we talked about the niche, the unique voice, that signature asset, how does that change how you perceive a brand's attempt to mean something? Does that unique asset, for instance, build a different kind of relationship or trust compared to just seeing a list of features?
It's a really fascinating question, I think, about how depth and character in marketing shape our perception, even in these highly technical domains.
Reach out to us at jbuyer.com for comments and questions. Follow us at Buyer Company on social media, and if you'd be so kind, please rate and review us in your podcast app.